crazy. I really like.
Yeah, this nigga done told 25,000 stories. But I know there was this thing where they did say that he said somebody's name that wasn't, like, again, he's speaking, he talks about Lil Wayne. Goddamn, so much. That he was supposed to say, and this was the whole thing. You got Wack 100, he's a quick person to call somebody a rat, right? So he comes out and he's like basically saying Thug ain't no rat. You know what I'm saying? Thug ain't no rat. Like, I mean, he called into academics, but we're gonna listen to when he called in on No Jumper. Yo, that Joan is crazy. That boy gonna definitely right at the gym listen to this interrogation, bro, while he doing push-ups.
We got a lot of history, but what he did in that room, it wasn't right.
Let me ask you this, Munchie, is that snitching from what you heard so far?
That's telling, bro. I'm talking about carrying drugs.
No, it's telling. Listen, I told you before he even said something, he ain't got no choice but to say what it is.
Yeah.
And I gave you the definition of what telling is.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what happened in that room. You get what I'm saying? Right? You know what I'm saying? It's like with me and Munchie, we get into it, but it's certain things I'm not going to call him. I'm not gonna like his neighborhood and call him. I'm not. You got a limit to certain things when you know certain people, or they tied to certain things. So what he did in that room, can't no from the street justify that and vouch for that. Where nobody, you know what I'm saying? When you say what was it? Somebody carries his drugs and
he said Roscoe carried all the drugs for Wayne, all the time.
Yeah, that's a
big
snitching. That could lead to investigating Roscoe. And let's say they don't catch him carrying drugs, but let's say Roscoe got a stolen car ring. But from that statement, they now got the right to investigate Roscoe, and that led them to discovering his car ring. Right, this is what we call working.
Hey,
see that what you saw?
Wack, let me ask you this, right?
Working.
Let me ask you this. From as far as we know, right, Roscoe was already in custody at this point, but he ended up taking a guilty plea. Do you feel like these kind of statements could have increased the pressure to take that plea?
Whether it led to a conviction or not, if you give information to law enforcement pertaining to anybody other than yourself, copping and pleading out to something is what it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? Roscoe came home early, actually. You know what I'm saying? Because the dude came on Clubhouse with some allegations on Roscoe and why he came home early. You know what I mean? So we ran this 18 months ago on Clubhouse. So, but we couldn't really hear it. It wasn't as clear. You kind of like broke it down and narrated and woke it back up. And I believe Thug attacking Gunner the way he's been is probably what then kind of brought this on. But
facts.
It is what it is. They ain't gonna do nothing. His life ain't gonna change. Times is different and shit is different. But I can't, for me to say what I'm hearing is not that, then I'm throwing 36 years of my life down the drain. That's what that is. That was saying.
Yeah, he definitely was telling in the video that we reacted to. The whole interrogation, kind of. Every part. Bro was eating and all of that. Mayonnaise, asking for mayo. Like, whoa. What are you doing?
That I justify that. I can't stand with that shit.
So Wack, how you feel about saying you picking and choosing? Cause like they said you was quick to call Lil Zay Osama a rat, but like with Young Thug, you give him a little grace.
Okay, let me break it down again. I got a relationship with Thug. I don't got a relationship with these. I don't give a fuck about these. Cause if they mention me, I'm gonna mention them. Right? So is what Thug did in that room a violation? Absolutely. Am I gonna call Thug out his name, which you want me to hear? Not gonna happen. Just not gonna happen. The whole time Thug was in there, we was in communication. Before he went, we was in communication. You can go pull up songs that Thug got with some of my artists that they shouldn't have with Thug, just out of pure respect to me. You know what I'm saying? So, me and Thug got a lot of history. You know what I mean? When I see him, and I'm gonna see him because I'm in Miami a lot because we got a club down there. We're going to have a conversation. Definitely. You know, I mean, it ain't going to go unspoken about. But what he did, if you telling me that's wrong, that's wrong. Is it in the realm of telling? Absolutely. But you're not going to hear me call the man out his name.
Wack,
now, you can't do that math.
Wack,
You can't.
Wack, I asked a question earlier. I want your take on this.
It was the same thing with the QC situation. One of them told, you feel me, or got like a suspicious case, you know, and Wack has a relationship with them. And he's like, yo, I'm not, what was it? The main dude on QC. Like, it's like, I'm not finna say nothing. I'm not finna call him a rat. None of that. Like, that's my friend. That's my friend. That's my guy. Like, you know. So, but it's kind of like, he's basically saying he feels like Thug is a rat, but he's not gonna say it because that's his friend.
Is there ever a reason that a street person, gang member, whatever you want to call it, should even have a 2-hour conversation or allow themselves to be interrogated by the police, period?
Nah, within 2 hours, you get in with Dizzy. Listen, this the most is going to happen, right? Let's just say it's a nigga that walked up and shot you, right? And you know this dude that shot you, this nigga 6'2". Look, you know he's 6'2", right? He's 6'2", 300 pounds, right, with long dreads. And you just don't want to tell the police. You know who this nigga is. And they say, you know who shot you? Yeah, it was a Mexican. He was 5'1", bald-headed, right? We not going to trip that. That's suspending a nigga. Or what color car was it? It was a red car.
Well, how long are you allowed to spin before it gets weird?
Black truck. 2 hours. You know I'm supposed to be in there 2 hours. Really, you ain't supposed to say nothing. But if you asking me if we saw a saying he's spinning, what we might not trip on, if we know the details and the facts, is some like that. But you can't be in there 2 hours asking for sandwiches and I mean, there was several names brought up in that, and I don't know why. Like, I'm still trying to understand, did he volunteer to go in there? Because he didn't have a charge.
Well,
so
they were like, they I guess tried to see him under the auspice of, originally you have these other charges, but we're not here to talk to you about that.
Yeah, he was charged with.
That's the point.
He was charged with threatening a security guard.
First of all, it's like this: if you under arrest, the police ain't never coming to help you, so you really shouldn't be talking to them anyway. But if it's not about your case or your charge, and they ask you, did you want the attorney present, and then you denied that, at that point, none of that shit makes sense. It just don't add up.
The ones who care.
Yep, it's crazy. It's insane, bro.
Be in the interrogation room with either I plead the fifth, or if you got it, it's something I'd accept because I didn't did it. If you got a homie with you and you trying to let him go, right? Nah, hey, listen, man, that wasn't a homie card. That was me. Yeah, you gonna copy that? I'll sign to that right now. He ain't had nothing to do with that. Other than that, it ain't no reason to be in there like that.
Hey, also unrelated, but since we live, Wack, on it recently is a current event. Brick Baby dissed you on the cipher, the No Jumper cipher. What do you think about that?
Yeah, like it's insane that Young Thug is being exposed like this, right? But I'm not surprised, bro. You feel me? When you continue to beat a dead horse, this is the kind of things that come out of it. Like, you sit up here and you call this dude like a rat. Cool, you could feel like that, but not when you sat there and had a whole hour and 2-hour conversation. And I said it in the video. I said, bro, was snitching on Wayne. Like, 3 reasons why I feel like Young Thug said too much. First reason, he was eating a sandwich with turkey, cheese, lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise, ketchup, with some Lay's on the side. 2, bro, how many times through the whole hour we heard Lil Wayne, Birdman, Roscoe brought the drugs, And that's like he ain't really had nothing to do with it. But I mean, no, the first thing he said was he alluded to Roscoe having something to do with it. Oh, y'all saying he got something to do with it. I'm hearing that they're saying he's the one who did it. Why even say that? Right? And then I did say to y'all too that, yo, I've heard the story. The real story is that he's the one who did the shooting. That's the real story. Just saying. A reporter on some reporter shit, okay? So it's like, even if you trying to like get up out of it, that's even more reason not to say nothing at all, right? So I just feel like it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, shouts to Gunna, man. That Gunna album is fire, you know what I mean? And it's just like you get exposed, and that's just what happens. You feel me? But he definitely said too much. Like, there was the stuff that's going viral is not even the part that I felt like he said too much on. Like, I don't even see nobody saying he was really talking too much about like the Lil Wayne shit or whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, we'll see though. We'll see how that pans out. Like, honestly, as Wack said, like, nothing is really gonna happen. Like, it's just that he looks like a hypocrite. After you said all of that stuff that you said, right? Like, after you said all of that crap that you said, bro, you the one that's getting exposed for telling. When you saying Gunna said too much. That's insane. You know what I'm saying? What's this?